What's good, everybody? This is Ace of All Trades here with the game Illuminaughty. We are back with another Triple Threat Sports podcast. Sorry about the delay. You know, got life issues going on. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's got to be an adult and take care of everything. You already know. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out the last Triple Threat Sports podcast, be sure to check out the link down in the description box below. So let me go ahead and get the introductions out of the way. You already know who I am. Yours truly, Ace of All Trades, the winner. Lakers all day. Vegas, we all here. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, you
finally get a win for the Chargers.
Shut up. And speaking of Smart Alec Comics, say what's up, Siggy Guns to everybody.
What up?
All right. And to my right, we got UTXJG, the Don. Say what up.
Hey, what's good?
All right, you guys, so we're back at it again, and it seems like deja vu. We're having this discussion again already, but this time around we're having a little bit different information. So Jemele Hill, if you guys didn't know, listening right now, has been suspended by ESPN for 2 weeks due to her violating the social media, something along the lines of what they have in her contract. Siggy, your thoughts?
It was predictable. She went after Jerry Jones's advertisers.
Gotcha. And JG, your thoughts?
It's just messed up because I just feel like at this point, like, why do people who are in that position even have a Twitter? You know, like, if there are certain things that you just can't say, I understand that you work for somebody, but it's just messed up that after the first time they're like, oh, well, we're doing, let it go, and then she does it again, says something else, not about the president this time, but about somebody in the NFL, and then they don't like that either, so then they just decide to suspend her. The good thing is she basically just is on vacation because she got paid, so we paid.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know dang well if she would have got it with not paid. I mean, people are already upset with ESPN and how they're handling it, and they pretty much have said that, you know, ESPN is siding with Trump, because that's what it is. Wait,
why are you saying? Are you talking about this situation right now?
Not well. A lot of people are saying, and a lot of people are stating that not just the fact that, you know, Jemele Hill spoke her mind about how she felt about with Jerry Jones, but also they feel like ESPN was waiting to have some type of disciplinary actions to her in regards to what happened with Trump.
You can't truly believe that. She went after the advertisers. What she didn't know is that those advertisers also advertise for ESPN. So it's ESPN is feeling the heat, regardless if it was Jerry Jones or not. Whenever you're saying, hey, go after AT&T, because that's obviously the biggest one, is AT&T Stadium. Guess what? They're also with ESPN. So it makes no sense to try to have a conversation started about boycotting AT&T when that's your own company at that point too.
Well,
so
I can understand.
It was obviously it was a conflict of interest with ESPN. You can't do that.
Yeah, it was a conflict of interest, but I also do believe, of course, like the higher ups, when like you attack any type of president or anything like that, and then you have something to say, and then it's gonna have some type of negative backlash nationwide. Of course, like they're already on edge already with, you know, we gotta make an example. We're gonna make an example of her. What are we gonna do? So I think it's a little bit of both, but I definitely understand from a business perspective, or what they state in the contracts as a private sector. Yes, you have the ability to be able to speak freely and how you feel, but when in regards to a private sector, which is what ESPN is, they have the ability to be able to basically take your speech away. That's the thing they do.
I just don't get why people think they can say whatever they want just because, you know, let's say NFL players are doing it or whoever. You know, mostly the people that get away with this stuff are celebrities or they don't have a boss. So like one of the instances was, I saw a tweet that said something like, oh, well, how come ESPN holds her to a higher standard, but we don't hold the president to a higher standard when it comes to Twitter? You got to remember, Trump's boss is himself at that point. He doesn't have a boss to answer to. You know, if you want to say it's the people, I mean, he's elected as a president of the United States at that point. So
it should be, but unfortunately it's not. We're not holding him to this standard. Everybody, you know,
if you owned your own company, JG, and you have nobody to answer to, you could go ahead and do all that you want. Also, I'm just saying, we all have bosses at that point. I can't go on there and say. She can't go after the advertisers that advertise for ESPN. She was already warned about whatever it could have been. It could have been the policy of whatever was on Twitter.
I mean,
you can't do that in the end.
I understand from a business perspective, but at the same time, though, like I get where, and I understand, I definitely feel where she's coming from, and what she's saying, she's not lying. And the thing is, though, like she's at a platform where she has the ability to reach out to multiple people at a time, but at the same time, it's a double-edged sword, as you have the ability to reach out to millions of people. What you say via social media it's also what you say via social media can also reflect in how the company that you are currently working with feel. And they stated that, like they don't, as much as they would like her to speak how she would like to, it's bad for business. That's exactly what it is. But I'm siding with Hill on this one. Like, I mean, I don't think that she should be silenced, but I do understand from a business perspective that they have to save face, like, when, and everything like that. And plus, people are going in on ESPN anyway. But it's a shame. But she got 2 weeks suspended for 2 weeks by ESPN.
But she was warned, though. I mean, I don't understand, what the big deal. She was warned about social media, and she broke
it is
whatever
her
the
fault.
rules.
It's definitely her fault.
It is her fault. I'm not saying it's not her fault, but I'm also saying that, what she's saying wasn't wrong, and she was speaking from experience. She's speaking
what makes you think it wasn't wrong? Can you go after advertisers that are advertising your own company?
I
said, what you're saying it's not wrong?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying it's her fault because of what she said, but I also feel like that I understand why she said those things on Twitter. I understand with everything. And when it comes to the situation what we're about to talk about next with Jerry Jones,
it looked like she wasn't thinking in the end. You can't, I guess
it's hard with tweets. It's hard with tweets.
Is that she saw what happened with Stern, right? No, I'm not Stern, Sterling. Everybody went after him, with the whole thing with Magic Johnson, etc. And they started putting pressure on the advertisers, and by the time you know it, now somebody else owns the Clippers, right?
Right.
I think she wanted to take that approach somehow, but she didn't realize that attacking somebody like Jerry Jones with these advertisers are a lot different than the Clippers at this point. These are the ones that are big time. It's not like he's gonna have Chavez's Honda, going for the Cowboys and all that. No, this is going to be Ford and stuff like that. Big companies. It's not going to be what the Clippers were. I mean, now the Clippers are good, but back then it was all about Lakers. The Clippers, they were taking, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles at that point. So
pretty much,
I'm just saying that advertising wise, you can't just attack these things and think that it wasn't going to impact the company that she works for, because I'm pretty sure that the advertisers from there are going to be on that side also. So ESPN was put in a tough spot. Yeah, they could look like bad guys, but Le Batard said it best that, behind the scenes, what people don't know is that there is policies and stuff like that when it comes to social media. And he's had to tone it down because he also got suspended for stuff. And she broke a rule. I mean, that's pretty much in the end, that's all it was.
Yeah, so she got to chill. She got to chill at this point because, I mean, obviously her job ain't playing. Everybody is super sensitive and they're coming at her head.
It's like, when are we coming in a time where everyone is sensitive? Like,
it's because everything is costing money.
Everything, yeah, no, that's true, and everything's PC. Like you always gotta make sure you PC, or if not, then the masses will destroy you unless your name is Eminem, of course, and then you can go in and do whatever you want. Shout out to Eminem though. But
yeah, cause I don't think in the scope or Shady Records, which he actually owns.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, he has no boss to answer to at that point. He's
exactly.
It's just crazy because obviously we know that, but it's hard to think about that. Because Jemele Hill, I mean, she's on TV. You're not a high-end celebrity, but you do have that sort of status.
She has a voice. People listen to her. Respect her for her.
I think the reason why ESPN had no choice was because she tried to backtrack or try to make it different. Like, oh, by the way, I'm not saying I don't boycott. I didn't say that. It's like, you said that though. So, and then she made it sound like I'm not saying boycott the NFL. That wasn't even what the problem was. It was a boycott the advertisers. It had nothing to do with the NFL at that point.
Right.
So I don't know why she said that.
I got you. And speaking of, like I said, we said earlier about talking about the advertisers and attacking them and boycotting that. Let's talk about Jerry Jones. So
the whole thing that started was because of him.
It was really because of him. And well, I mean, inadvertently started because of Trump. But then, Jerry Jones being, one moment he's sitting down on the field, he's on the field with everybody, he's locking arms, he takes a kneel, and everybody's like, wow, Jerry Jones actually took a
everybody
knee.
Still knew. Everybody knew it was fake. He was smiling at the cameras.
Right, he was doing it for a publicity stunt, in my opinion. I mean, I don't even think the man knew what he was kneeling for. Now he has told the players of the Dallas Cowboys that they must stand, and that he is not going to take any type of disrespect to the flag. Now the funny thing is, he's singing a new tune. He's starting to sound like somebody we know that, you know, unfortunately is the president of the United States of America. Siggy, you're pretty vocal about this. What are your thoughts about Jerry Jones? How he is basically forcing his players to stand and saying that
obviously his name is what's making this a bigger story, because
of course
the Dolphins said the same thing, but nobody knows the owner of the Dolphins.
Exactly, no one cares about the Dolphins other than Coke. And
well,
we gotta talk about that too.
The reason why she released that video was because of this whole thing too. You know, so
she was just trying to get some fame. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about Jerry Jones right now.
He was doing that Coke, though.
He said. The
funny thing is,
babe,
Jerry Jones got busted also with that kind of stuff before, with hose in the bathroom in a Dallas Gentleman Club. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. I mean, it's Jerry Jones, man. He got money. He'll be all right.
All right, look, I think I think it's easy for Jerry Jones to say that because none of his players were kneeling anyways. So it was one of those situations where he could say that knowing that there was nobody that was taking that kind of stance.
Right, there would be no backlash or anything like that.
There would be no backlash. I'm pretty sure now, though. I think who was it that said that best? Maybe it was Jemele Hill that said it. It's putting a lot of pressure now on them, because now people are gonna look at Zeke or look at Dak and say, look, you know, you're falling for this, you know, mentality that Jerry Jones is saying, basically that you forcing you to stand up now. You know, you need to kneel just because of that. And I think that that's the problem now with this whole thing, is that the message that we were talking about before, you know, with Kaepernick, is gone. Now it's more of revenge now. It's not about kneeling for, you know, things that we, you know, originally thought. Now it's about, you got to stick it to Jones, or you got to stick it to Trump and things like that.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing about it.
This is what I'm sick of now. It's like now it's lose-lose, because if you're not kneeling, you know, like let's say Dak and Zeke don't kneel, not this week, but next week, then they're going to be looked at and say, oh, you're selling out. Oh, you sold out to, you know, to Jerry Jones now. So it's, Schefter said it best. It's at the point now to where, nobody knows what to do, because either action you take is going to be looking bad now, no matter what.
Yeah, gotcha. JG, your thoughts?
Now, the theory was that Jerry Jones once again said something to this time take the heat off of his own players.
That's what he said.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, okay, he had to play the bad guy. Is what he said.
Yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but like I said, you know, even when he did it the first time and we talked about it, I saw this coming. I was like, all right, Jerry Jones wants to be on the camera. He wanted to do something good, show that he was with his people, and then turn around and just go back to the same thing. So, like, it just doesn't matter to me, man. Jerry's going to do what Jerry's going to do. I feel like it's messed up that he reneged on the situation, but I'm not surprised at all.
Right. All right.
So do you think, Ace, that if Dak doesn't kneel or Zeke doesn't kneel, you know, next week, that they're selling out?
I mean, I don't necessarily think they're selling out. I just think that they need to, I'd rather them be true to what they believe. They haven't been kneeling already. So unless they become enlightened, speak go their truth. Like, I'd rather them go full force with it and be like, okay, I'm going to stand for my flag and everything like that. But
see, none of them kneeled before until the whole thing with the
NFL,
unity, right? So it was already fake, right?
Which is why I said I'd rather them just continue to stand for the flag and go from there.
In the grand scheme of things, there's only a few people that I can name, probably on one hand, that actually like kneels and continues to kneels or sits because of what Kaepernick originally wanted to sit or kneel for. Everybody else is just doing it for show. And what we saw,
49ers.
What we saw a couple weeks ago, we already knew that it was all a facade. And like I said before, the conflict comes in with what you want to do for your team versus your own beliefs. Some of them still may actually believe that, oh yeah, this is wrong. I don't like police brutality. I'm taking a stand or kneel in this situation. But when we have these policies in hand and your owner or GM or whatever wants to take a different stance and wants the entire team to do it, what else can you do, man?
Yeah, I mean, and
actually,
messed up. It is. Go ahead, Siggy.
You know, it wasn't Jerry Jones that started all this. We forgot probably the major part of all of it. It was Pence that left.
Oh man,
Colts
yeah,
game.
that's right, man.
Oh yeah.
That's what really started this whole thing.
He spent like, and they did like it. They actually looked through the list of everything like that, how much it actually cost for him just to get a flight. Because I know he was here in Vegas.
Like over
he was going to Cal. It was
like 300,000.
Yeah, it was like 300. It was
over.
It was actually over 300,000 for this man to legit do some type of public stunt, go to the Indianapolis Colts game. Apparently, Trump, of course, is gonna take credit for this and said, I told Pence to go there, and I told him to leave. And then I'm just like, bruh, like, what is this? Like, our vice president and our president is just a joke.
Icing on the cake, though. Did y'all see Twitter, though? Did y'all see his Twitter?
Yeah, I saw
Twitter,
it.
This man, no. This man posted the same picture. Years ago when he was at the Colts game. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, man, this, like, oh my god, this nation is such a joke, man.
It really is.
Like, you're the vice president. Why are you doing these things? You know that everybody is going to look at your stuff, and sure enough, they found it.
Pull up them receipts.
You are a joke, man.
Pull up them receipts.
The whole thing was a sham. It was.
You're absolutely right. It was a sham.
That politics has gotten to the point to where it's so petty to where presidents, vice presidents are trying to make messages with the NFL. I don't know what is going on. I mean, it would be different if this was Pence leaving some meeting in the UN and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
this is
football game?
An NFL game. I mean,
don't y'all have other things to do with your lives?
Right?
Come on,
this
man.
Is crazy. And of course, it was planned because it just so happened to be, his Colts versus the 49ers. That they were going to deal regardless. It's like,
yeah, I'm coming there for Peyton Manning. Yeah, right.
I mean, I bet this was circled on the calendar since last year. I bet they were hoping that Kaepernick was still there to do it. I mean, it was just. It's crazy. It really is. That's petty and beyond petty at that point. That I don't even know. Politics has gotten to be a big joke now. It really has. I can't defend any of it. Both sides, left, right, no matter what you are, they're both clowns at this point. I think it's getting to the point to where we almost need to just start from fresh and just scrap everything we know about politics and just do something else, because it's just nuclear no matter what.
It legit is getting ridiculous. Like, I'm like, sometimes, like, I'll say this, like, sometimes, like, being an adult and everything like that and having to pay attention to stuff like this, it just gets so depressing, fam.
Why can't I just be a kid again? Like, exactly. I didn't know anything about politics.
Right.
But it was never like this. I mean, it really
exactly. You're right. It wasn't. It wasn't as bad.
No matter how bad people bashed Bush, no matter how bad people even bashed Obama or Clinton or Reagan, it was never like this. Like, it wasn't. I'm the only thing I think of is the social media. I think more people have to kind of like lean a certain way because they feel the majority is shifting a certain way. You know what I mean? So it's like by association.
It's scary. It's really scary to see our president from his personal account, not even the president account, from his personal account, still talking shit about people, man.
Yeah, and we don't want to get in politics, but politics is inserting themselves into the sports, and literally this man is going to tweet us into World War III, fam. Like, it's gonna be over social media, fam. That's the legit crazy thing about it is
the funny thing about war and social media, they're probably just gonna be sending emojis. They have a little missile emoji.
Oh my god. Man.
All right, let's wrap it back.
So we're going back into sports, man. So Jerry Jones, oh my god, like, that dude is ridiculous, man. But we're gonna go ahead and just let's let him.
So how come the Dolphins got a pass? Let's talk about the Dolphins.
Let's talk about the whole thing. Well, the Dolphins got a pass until the Coke scandal with the offensive line coach. from the. We're not gonna say hooker here. We are going to say
we're gonna say model. No.
We are going to say the woman of the night. That's what we're gonna say. The working woman of the night.
The call girl.
I think it's funny though.
I
think it's hilarious how, if you look at the media, how they've done this story. You look at like CNN model. She's a model or aspiring actress, and it's funny how I was like, come on, she's a stripper.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, the offensive line coach over at the Miami Dolphins recorded himself snorting a white substance. And I'm sorry, you guys in the chat that are maybe a little bit younger, don't do drugs, but he was snorting a white substance, and the woman of the night decided to send it out there, and man, Twitter had a ball. Now, the crazy thing is, to me, and when it comes to this situation, is the fact that this coach had the ability to resign. He wasn't fired. They didn't fire him. They actually allowed this man to be able to resign. And if you guys don't know, in the comment section, and you guys listening, a little bit younger guys, like, when it comes to stuff like this, it's something very serious. Like, at the end of the day, he's a coach, but he has a job to handle, and he violated so many policies. It's ridiculous. And those actions along those lines will get you fired on the spot. But
oh, wait a minute, but you just said you could do whatever you want on social media.
No, this
no,
has nothing.
You know why he had the ability to resign? Because they all knew that he was doing it. Because it's Miami, man.
Exactly.
Miami's like the white girl.
Right. They got that white girl, that sugar booger. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just ridiculous. So, like, really, like, because the Dolphins needed any more like drama besides Jay Cutler. Like,
if she didn't send that out though, the Dolphins would have got a complete pass in all this. Honestly.
Of course,
yep, exactly.
They would have.
Nobody said anything about Dolphins until that video came out about the whole thing.
Yeah.
She did it because she took a stance. She's basically saying, hey, you know, I didn't agree with this policy about the standing for the flag, so I'm gonna release this guy's stuff, his dirty laundry, and that's the reason why she did it. And
she did it just to get. She did it just to get a name too.
I wonder, is that the real reason though?
No, she did it.
She
did it. She did it to get a name.
Well, aspiring
name out of there. Yeah, aspiring actress.
Aspiring actress. Yeah.
Right. God damn it. And
she does look pretty good though. I mean,
all right, Siggy, you got it. You got it, man. Go ahead and hang out with her.
I wouldn't mind doing some lines off of her.
Oh my god.
All right. Anyways, we're gonna go back.
Does not represent the thoughts
right. The thoughts of Siggy Guns did not represent what
my
Ace
Twitter
of all
just got
trades
suspended
and
for 2 weeks.
Oh.
JG suspended me for 2 weeks.
Jesus. Anyways, NFL scores week 5. You know, shout out to the Chargers and all you New York Giants fans. We took out your whole team. No, I'm just playing. Look, we gotta win.
Please don't do that.
No. Look, we gotta win. We won 27-22 against the Giants, but no one wants to win when everybody on their team is getting hurt. And literally, the New York Giants, literally everybody, Odell Beckham down, and he's
not one,
not two. He had like there was like three or four injuries.
Four players.
Four players.
It was Marshall. It was Shepard. It was Odell Beckham. It was Harris. All 4 of their main receivers gone.
All of them gone. So Eli literally had no offensive weapons like that at all. And the Chargers and the frustration is there. The Chargers won 27-22. The battles of the defeated, and going into the game, both the Chargers and the Giants were both 0-4, and there had to be one winner. And you know, fortunately, it was the Chargers, but unfortunately for the Giants, everybody got hurt. And at the end of the day, this is not looking good for New York football, especially for the Giants. The Giants are actually the worst team compared to the Jets, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better for the Giants. The Giants.
Oh no, I don't think they'll win a game. I think at this point they need to start thinking about just
next season.
Benching Manning.
Yeah.
At this point.
At this point, the Giants season is pretty much over, folks. I mean, we got 5 games left, and not 5 games. Three practice squad receivers to be on their roster.
Right, I mean, that just tells it all right there.
Like, I'm gonna tell you guys.
Right.
You need to get them. Like, if we looking at the next few weeks games, they got against the Broncos, losing that. They're absolutely losing that. Then you got then you're going to get to Seahawks. They're gonna most likely lose that. Then you win week 8. Then I believe they have a bye that week.
At this point, they'll lose to the bye week. That's how bad it's been.
Yeah, it's pretty bad for the Giants. I'm not even gonna front.
You could tell it was bad because as soon as they lost Beckham, I remember telling my friend.
And Beckham was crying like crazy. You know, he's always emotional. Bro.
I guarantee you, the next play is gonna be either Eli fumbles or an interception because with no receivers, they don't know the routes. So as soon as Eli snaps the ball, they don't even know what they're doing. So it was, where was he going to throw it? He had nowhere to throw, and he would have had to run the ball. And instead, they snapped it, and then he got sacked, and it was a fumble.
You see what happened? Yeah, exactly. After all of his receivers went out, and this man threw the ball, and immediately intercepted the ball. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it though. I mean, when you go into practice and you lose all of them, And the guy that, you know, he never would have thought that he'll play in the game is now forced to be your receiver. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, imagine that. Like, oh shit, what do I do? Is that left or right? What do I...
Right. It's ridiculous. It's looking bad for the Giants, man. We had some pretty close games. The Thursday night football game, the Patriots and the Buccaneers. Man, I thought the Buccaneers were going to win it. I'm not going to lie. They should have won it.
They should have, but Nick Folk, man, for some reason, the Buccaneers have had this problem on the kicking side. I don't understand. You had Aguayo. They actually got him in the first round. I've been doing my research on the Bucs because I've been down here. I was like, yo, y'all picked up Aguayo first round. Y'all thought he was about that life. The Buccaneers love Florida players for some reason. They love to keep them in house. So
I ain't mad at them for that.
Aguayo ended up being a piece of shit. They had to unfortunately let him go.
First round pick.
A first round pick kicker.
Just think about that.
At first round.
Name some of the first rounders that were in that draft that they could have had instead.
I don't even know.
What year was that? What year was that?
It was 2 years ago, so
2015 draft. All right, I'll look. Go ahead, y'all talk. I'm gonna look.
But anyways, yeah. So they ended up getting Nick Folk this year and all season, and they were having battles. Nick Folk ended up winning, and they ended up letting Aguayo go in the preseason. But Nick Folk is generally a good kicker. I've always thought of him as a good kicker, but for some reason, coming out here to Tampa Bay, put on that uniform, you end up becoming trash, boy. Absolutely trash. That man missed 3 field goals and an extra point. I'm like, dog, if you would have hit at least one of those, and if Cameron Brate would have caught the touchdown, then y'all would have beat the Patriots, like, no problem. But that game ended up being too close for comfort. Once again, Tom Brady ended up coming through, and it is what it is, man. They ended up taking that loss, but they should have won that for sure.
No, absolutely. But we'll see. I think, and also they're talking. People are worried about is Tom Brady gonna come back? Is he gonna be good for the next game? He said, "No, I'm good. Don't worry about it." So we'll see. And while Siggy's looking up and doing some more research, we'll go over some more scores. The Colts ended up beating the 49ers 26-23 in overtime. Kind of shocked about that. Jaguars and Steelers. Fournette, he's the truth, man. Fournette is the truth. I was kind of worried about him because with his injury and everything like that back when he was at LSU. But that man has been working hard, man. He is literally doing so well down in Jacksonville. He had an 80-yard touchdown at the end of the game. I was like, dang, like that man's the truth. He got and whoever got him for their fantasy team was probably very, very happy. Yeah, that was a good game. He had the Bengals and the Bills. Bengals ended up beating the Bills 20-16. It
was actually second round, by the way. I figured in 2016.
Okay, just second round for a kicker is still ridiculous. That's high.
Oh yeah.
Here's
some of the players that they passed that became pretty good. Dak Prescott, Jordan Howard, Tyreek Hill. This
dear God,
right there.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. And so, speaking of games that I didn't expect, what's going on with the Raiders? Like, I know that they don't have Carr, and that literally is
that's it right there. When you have no quarterback, you're done. I mean, that's pretty much the way the NFL is.
Ravens end up beating them 30-17.
And we know how bad the Ravens have been.
Right. Let's talk about them Cowboys and Aaron Rodgers. The Packers ended up beating the Cowboys in the final seconds.
Actually, that's actually a good one, a good topic to talk about, because a lot of people were mad that they scored, especially Cowboy fans. They're mad that they scored with like a minute and I think 18 seconds left.
Well, yeah, okay, well, so from a football's perspective and everything along those lines, when they feel like that an offense is continuing to be dominant, they want to be able to, control the ball and kind of run the time out. And this is typically the strategy, especially when you're going against the Patriots, because you don't want to have a second on the clock when the ball is in Tom Brady's hands. But a lot of people, there was a lot of backlash because a lot of people felt like, Dak Prescott and the rest of the Cowboys and then the coaches should have just kind of eased it up when in the final minutes, because actually I believe the Cowboys scored on a winning drive, was supposed to be the winning drive, with about a minute and some change left. And
the thing is, though, that what people didn't realize if they didn't watch the game, they started that drive with 10 minutes left.
Exactly. They control. You can't control the ball. That was
a 9-minute drive. All right. Now I'll agree that the throw at the end was what was wrong, but then he ran it in. I don't know if people realize that Dak ran that ball in. Now whether the Packers let him score or not, it's not like he's gonna fall on the 1 yard line because they were still down by I think it was 4 or 5 at that point. So you needed a touchdown. They needed a touchdown. Period. It's not going to be a field goal for the for a lead or anything like that, or for a tie. They needed a touchdown for this lead. So when he ran it in, it's not like he's going to say, "Hey, let me just stop at the 1 yard line and then hopefully we could drain the clock and score." It's not going to happen. I mean, so I don't blame him for that. It's just that's Aaron Rodgers. The defense, they needed to hold them to a field goal because I mean they were up 3 at that point. So we thought, at least I thought, it was going to be a tie game. It's like, all right, well, Aaron Rodgers is just going to march down the field. They'll kick a field goal. And instead, they let him march down the field and score.
Hey, like, man, Aaron Rodgers, I knew something was up when Aaron Rodgers made that, like a 20-yard run and everything like that. I was like, okay, Rodgers, I see you. And at first, everyone think, okay, they're going to go ahead and take the field goal. No, they went for that touchdown. And yep. Aaron Rodgers, man, even though, anytime, the Cowboys lose, you got to go to undisputed. Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, they always go in on each other. And they were debating, how Dak Prescott did and how Aaron Rodgers did when it comes to the quarterback rating. And Dak Prescott had the higher QB rating, for sure. But hey, man, you can't do nothing wrong. You can't do nothing against somebody that comes back in the winning drive with Aaron Rodgers. Like, the thing is with the Cowboys, Dak Prescott did an amazing job. The offense did an amazing job. They literally held the ball for 9 minutes in the fourth quarter. 9 minutes.
I feel bad for both of them.
Yeah,
because both their defenses are horrible. The quarterbacks are playing awesome.
Yeah,
defense.
That's exactly what it is. It's a defensive thing. Quarterbacks are doing phenomenal, and then Cowboys did exactly what they were supposed to do, but the defense is just horrible, and that's what ended up happening. Dak Prescott led them down the field. They scored great, but Aaron Rodgers was like, "Nah, man, I'm taking that WWE championship belt." You know what he used to do back in the day. I don't know if he still does that now and then.
Discount double check.
Yeah.
Discount double check.
Oh man. So so they ended up winning 35-31. That was a close one. That was a good game though. Cowboy fans were ridiculous about it.
The start of that game ended up being Aaron Jones though, third string quarterback coming through.
Yep. All right, you got the Jets.
Quarterback, running back,
right?
The
Jets. Jets and the Browns. I thought the Browns were gonna win. I thought the Jets somehow were gonna lose that. No. But the Browns are 0-5 along with the Giants. So, man, tough season for the Browns. It's got to be hard to be a Cleveland Browns fan.
And on top of that, they benched Kaiser, so he's done.
Yeah,
already.
He's done already after 5 games. So
let's talk about.
That's crazy.
Let's talk about Watson. How awesome has he been for Houston?
Oh yeah, speaking of, before we talk about the awesome part of Houston, shout out to JJ Watt, man. That was very unfortunate. JJ Watt in the past 2 seasons have gotten hurt, and he is done for the rest of the season, I believe. Is that correct? I think he
broke his foot or
he's done. It's unfortunate because that man, he works hard, man. Like, it just sucks because when you see, like, you never want to see anybody get hurt, but you definitely don't want to see somebody get hurt with just such a strong positive attitude. Someone that really, really works hard on the field. But yeah, let's go back to talk about the quarterback Watson. Man, I like him. I like him a lot.
Oh, he's legit.
He's legit. He's legit.
I thought this during the draft. I was like, why is he being passed on? Mitch Trubisky was picked ahead of him. Pat Mahomes. I mean, what? Pat Mahomes. Why would anybody even want him? And then
hold on. You gonna have to. We're going to have to wait and see with him. Because I don't know. Alex Smith is doing really, really good. But we'll have to see. I think that Pat Mahomes still going to be a sleeper. He just got to wait on his time.
You really think that? Honestly?
Yes.
Because you're fooled by the Texas Tech stats.
He has a fucking arm, bro. He has an arm. Now, I'm not saying that he's better than Deshaun Watson, because I still agree with you on that. But don't act like that Mahomes would just that person who's not going to pan out. I think he's going to pan out.
He reminds me of Bryce Petty. He's a product of the offense of the school. I mean, Texas Tech slings the ball, 60 times a game, so he's going to have stats. I understand that his arm, but I mean, we could say that about, even what's his face has an arm. That sucks. So Cutler, he has an arm, And I mean, it doesn't matter how good their arm is as long as
Cutler ain't no gunslinger though.
At
Like typically
all.
gunslingers that I think that gunslingers have a good time in the NFL though, because we're definitely in the passing
So like Fitzpatrick.
league,
Fitzpatrick was a gunslinger.
Fitzpatrick, no. Fitzpatrick is a journeyman.
I mean, still though, all right. What made Pat Mahomes be the second quarterback pick though in this draft? Like, whenever
I think that they were literally just relying on his arm. They just wanted a pick that was going to end up succeeding Alex Smith whenever he's done.
so they didn't believe in what, because that's the thing. I never understood what it was that the scouts were not liking about Watson. For the first 2 years, everybody was saying, "Hey, this is the guy. This is the guy." And then all of a sudden, whenever it's time, everybody's bailed out. Why?
Honestly, don't know though. I don't know. Like, yeah, I didn't hear any controversies. I didn't hear anything to like he did in the bad. I didn't hear nothing like that. So I honestly don't know.
I didn't even know. I mean, did I even hear anything about Mitch Trubisky? I mean, was he even in a conversation when he was in North Carolina? I mean, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
How did he get picked first?
North Carolina low key ended up doing pretty good in football. I don't know how, because I really wasn't paying attention, but North Carolina and Duke were kind of doing all right in
It was
in
weird.
football.
It was weird to see them actually have like a really good team, like a predominantly great football team, because you know obviously those schools are.
But still,
known
you're gonna
for
pick him
basketball.
ahead of the guy that was like always
No,
talked about.
I totally agree, though. I totally agree. I don't know what the scouts are doing with these projections, because it was just like the previous year. I definitely did not think that Jared Goff of all people would go number one. Again,
Right.
I wanted Carson.
Yeah, that's
Wentz
true
to
too,
go
because it
before.
was supposed to be Wentz. And by the way, Wentz is just amazing now. I mean,
Oh,
I'm actually a believer now.
Man, the Philadelphia Eagles are 4-1 right now. Now, don't get me wrong, and this is and I watch if you guys ever watch EDP 445, YouTuber on
By the way,
yeah,
Wentz
he's-
did win tonight.
Oh my god, this guy. So the Eagles, I'm wow, I'm actually shocked. But like I said, it's just week 5 to see how the rest of the season go. But right now, they are number 1 in the NFC East, and they are tied with the Packers and also the Carolina Panthers for in the NFC for the top record, which they're all 4-1. So
Now they're 5. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're 5-1 now.
okay.
We're actually in
Philadelphia-
week 6, man.
Yeah. You're right.
But what I'm saying is though is that Wentz is the real deal because of a couple of things. He's getting touchdowns. He might not get the yards, in some of these tough defenses, because Carolina's a tough defense, especially at home. He scores though. I mean, he's not a guy that's like.
He played a pro offense. I don't care about him not being in a D1 school. He played a pro offense the entire time. He won 4 freaking championships.
Right.
Like, what else do you need to know about Carson Wentz? Like, he knows the system, and he has freaking legs, man. And that's what I knew. I was like, yo, don't pass up on him. They sure enough did. And now we're just now developing Jared Goff.
Well, at least I mean, it is kind of unfair because I guess now, especially in today's era, it's like you better be good your first or second year, or you're done in the NFL. Back then it used to be we give you 4 or 5 years before you're good.
Right.
Now
right.
it's like you're good or you're not. Goff is looking good though. I mean, are you mad about it now? In the end?
No, I'm not mad about it at all, because I already knew the problem. You're not going to develop him with a defensive-minded coach, especially the second most losingest coach in the NFL. That's not happening. Yeah, Jeff Fisher. I already knew it wasn't going to happen. He did not have that mindset. I'm really liking McVay though. But back to Trubisky, we got off topic.
Yeah,
I agree with you though, Siggy. I agree with you. He definitely shouldn't have been the first quarterback to go. I did believe in Deshaun Watson. I mean, he won a freaking college championship as well. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what happened in this situation that Mahomes and Trubisky ended up going ahead of him. But I'm sure that the Texans are not mad at it.
Oh no, definitely not.
Right.
I think they finally got their quarterback. Again, he's just a rookie, but from what I've been seeing, I'm saying Deshaun Watson, he's been playing like he's still in Clemson. Like he's happy right now. You got Hopkins, who also went to Clemson. Like he just knows the players, and I feel like he's doing really good. And he's just playing like he's still in college, and he's doing good, man. Cause like I said, when they put up the 50-some points, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even watch that game, but he's doing all right.
It
man.
took everything for Kansas City to beat them. I mean, it was a slugfest.
It definitely was. Like I said, we got a lot to expect that's going on with the NFL. We're kind of getting away from the NFL because we've been talking about it most of the time. Let's go ahead and let's just talk about the NBA.
Hold on. You got one more thing. You forgot about Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh man, we got it. Yeah, we got to talk about it, man. So all you Dallas, speaking times ain't gonna get no easier for Dallas Cowboys fans. Ezekiel Elliott, he will be serving the 6-game suspension. It is official. The courts have cleared it. So now, with that being said, it was actually a 2-1 decision in the 5th U.S. Circuit Court. So it looks like what's going to end up going on is he's going to be out for 6 games. So that's going to include the 49ers, the Washington Redskins, the Kansas City Chiefs, Atlanta Falcons, Philadelphia Eagles, and ending with the Los Angeles Chargers. The next time that Ezekiel Elliott will be able to play will be November 30th against Washington, which will be a Thursday night game a week after Thanksgiving. So what are you guys' thoughts behind it? Are you guys surprised? Did you guys figured it was to happen? He was going to be made an example of because of what he did off the field, or what? Siggy, your thoughts?
I don't think it's over because the ruling was talking about jurisdictions and stuff like that, so it almost left open to interpretation that they could still fight it. So being the bye week for the Cowboys, I think they're going to go ahead and do an emergency injunction or something to see if it really is over. But as far as fantasy goes, you might as well drop him, because if he's going to be suspended for 6 games, that goes all the way past the championship, so there's no reason to keep him. The only reason why you want him at this point is to hope that there's more court fights. I'm just more shocked at the timeline of everything, because when Brady was fighting the NFL's 4 games, he was able to push it all the way into the offseason. So he got to play the full season that he was supposed to be suspended. They went ahead and took care of it pretty much like in like February or something like that. And then he finally lost after a bunch of battles, and then he suspended the 4 games, the next year. I don't know why this is going so quick. Like, everything is just rapid fire. You know what I mean? I know he got the...
It's just with everything with the NFL, though. Like, I mean, you already got a lot going on. They probably were like, we need to make a decision. Because at first, what we thought, like you said, like, we thought this wasn't going to be a decision until at the end of the season. Like... maybe somebody slid them some money and was like, hey, let's go ahead and make this decision now. Let's go ahead and take care of it. But it's crazy. But sorry to all you fantasy football fans that had Ezekiel Elliott. Y'all were happy. Now y'all might want to trade him, or I don't know.
And like I said, the Cowboys, they're gonna miss him, but they haven't been winning with him anyways at this point, because that defense is not anywhere near, and even the offensive line hasn't been the same. So he hasn't really been the Zeke that I thought he would be. But
I mean, that's
the main issue right there. They're 2-3. Was godlike last year.
Like I said, they're 2-3 right now. So actually, this is actually playing in favor more for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, especially in their division, like in the NFC East, like, let's see where this goes. Like, I mean, this is going to affect that division for sure. We can see other teams are going to take advantage of it. And then, like you guys already said, I mean, hey, Cowboys ain't really doing anything anyway because their defense is horrible. Like, I fully believe that defense wins championships. You can have the best offense in the world, but if you don't have a good defense, nah, fam, nope, not happening.
Or at least a defense that can
hold their
make
own
stops when you need it, because I mean, the Packers have a horrible defense, but it seems like they've always been able to hold, serve whenever they need it the most. Same with the Patriots. It seemed like whenever they need it, they come through. Both those defenses are pretty bad. Obviously, it helps when you have 2 of the best clutch quarterbacks ever. But
right. So, with that being said, any other NFL news would you guys like to talk about at this moment, or can we move over to NBA real quick?
Wow, you want to move to NBA real quick, huh?
Yeah. I mean, when I say real quick, it's just like I said. So preseason, everybody's already seen it. Some people haven't or whatever.
You want to talk about Josh Gordon? As
I don't
blaming Baylor for everything. Pretty much.
Oh my God! First of all, stop blaming them, fam. Like, stop. Like, oh, I was in college and I was with drugs and everything like that. Like, I can understand that, like, if he was trying to get help then, and they weren't trying to get him help and everything along those lines. And then
damn well that's not what happened.
I know. He's just trying to make.
It's funny though that it almost seemed like everybody was feeling sorry for him. And I'm thinking to myself, come on, man. In college, you really think they're gonna, these teams that they're really wanting help and all that, they knew what they were doing. If he really wanted help, then why did he get caught with the Browns 5 times? At that point.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just so many times it's hard, because like you would think that maybe like he was trying to get help, but after like getting caught so many times afterwards, it's kind of hard to believe him. But
I don't know. I think Baylor's an easy target because obviously Baylor's falling apart with all their scandals.
Exactly. That's what it was.
Add to it.
That's exactly what it was. So I'm going over to the NBA now. So there's been some locker room issues going over at the Cavs, and this has been a topic of discussion. Well, first of all, SportsCenter did a really excellent piece on Isaiah Thomas, and excuse me, I say SportsCenter, Sports Illustrated did a very in-depth piece with Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, not a Boston Celtic, but a Cleveland Cavalier. And one of the top quotes from there is, "It was the best year of his career, but the worst year of his life." And he's talking about the death of his sister before the playoffs, but he's also saying how career-wise, like, he had been counted out by the Suns. He had been let go by the Sacramento Kings, and he was on a revenge tour. He was literally serving bodies against these teams when he would go and play against them, and he was fierce, and he made a name for himself. He was an MVP candidate last year, and he felt that with what happened in Boston, he actually is still shocked that he was traded. He even mentioned, he went as far as saying his trade was something that you would do in 2K. Let me just, yeah, like, yeah,
that's great. That's real.
Look, yeah, that's exactly what he said. I was like, wow.
I understand, him feeling personal about it and stuff like that, but man, this is a business move. This is a guy that's hurt. This is a guy that is not going to play till Christmas, and you have a chance of getting an upgrade, point guard. I mean, let's face it, Kyrie Irving, like I said, during the playoff run, I thought he was, top 5 for sure at that point. And I always said it, and I remember bringing this question to you in one of the podcasts. If you had the choice between Isaiah Thomas or Kyrie, who are you picking? You said that they should stick with Isaiah and the Celtics, but I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for him, because in the end, he is an upgrade. He's healthy, and if you're gonna have to shell out top dollars for the player anyways, because his contract was up after this year, why give him the max when you can have Kyrie Irving at max when he's younger? I mean, that's pretty much what.
I got you.
That's the business side of it. He did the right move. And even if it is 2K, you're going to look for the best players. You're not going to be, hey, I like what you did for my city, but here you go. Let me give you all this.
Pretty much from where he was speaking from, he was speaking on a personal level and stuff like, and he clearly found out. At the end of the day, the NBA is just a business. It's not always about loyalty. It's not about all about how much blood, sweat, tears you put in, all the nights you practice, all the hours you put in for the city and everything like that.
Why should they though? I mean,
I get it.
At the same time, what do you think? Dan Gilbert? Do you think he was going to be the same way when LeBron left him after all what he did for him, trying to get him to stay the first time?
Yeah,
I mean, it goes both ways.
I mean,
but what about
right,
the famous one, Carlos Boozer? Carlos Boozer told who was it that he's like, oh, I'm not going to leave. Just don't give me the tag, whatever it was, and then he wound up going somewhere. Yeah, well, he wound up going somewhere else and then signing it. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but that's unfortunate because like it's a lot of issues going on with it, and out of that
matching the match.
And out of that piece that they did, Isaiah Thomas saying that he's never gonna be able to talk to Danny Ainge again. That's just how he feels. He feels like he can never talk to him again because of what happened.
He's taking it personal.
I mean, he is taking it personal, and even though I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, in the NBA, it is a business. That's all it is. It's a business. It's about money. It's about liability. It's like, can we keep you and everything like that? And and I understand he was in a pretty tough spot, especially. I mean, still now. I mean, his sister's not coming back, and it's a very unfortunate thing when you lose loved ones and everything like that. I
feel bad that they're putting it on him, like he did something to her or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not that needs to be separate because he's not making this. That'd be like, okay, you lost your sister, let me go and give you max because I feel bad. Why? I mean, that's not That's not how it works.
I think Isaiah Thomas really wanted to end his career in Boston. He wanted to get that franchise tag, and he wanted to continue to move forward with that. But enough about Isaiah Thomas, and I'm gonna.
Well, JG didn't get to talk about.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's go to JG real quick. Go ahead, JG.
You know, Ace be talking whatever. So
really, so we're not gonna talk about how sick? No, never mind. We'll do that. Nope.
I agree with you, Siggy. It is a business. He shouldn't be taking it personal at all. I feel like at that point, whenever his sister died, obviously your team is going to rally around you. I feel like that's just a natural thing to do. And yeah, they did feel like it was a family, or he felt like he was a family. But obviously, you see what happened when they felt like you were expendable when you got hurt. And then you got traded, and they got a better point guard, a healthy point guard at that point. So again, you can't take that personal, man. It's just how it is. Just hope that your family, is still there with you, and take it to that, because you might be playing with another team the next day, and he should know better. Like you just went through 2 teams before you even got to the Celtics. So
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's gonna get a contract, a good contract. He's gonna get max most likely, as long as he could prove that his hip is not messed up. But for him to expect it, just because that's the part that bothers me, because it's not like Ainge did it because of what happened. He knows, he obviously has some feelings towards you and stuff like that too. It's not like he doesn't. I would imagine. I mean, he's selected you. He gave you that chance to shine. He basically made sure that you have a chance now in the future to get a max contract, because like he said, he was bouncing around the Suns, whatever. He could have easily been a backup for the Knicks and just lost his career altogether. So I mean, he was given the chance. He became a star, and now he's probably in discussion, at least top 10, I would imagine. So he's gonna get money. He's gonna have a good career in the NBA, and that's part of Danny Ainge, though. In the end, he could really thank him for that. But I mean, it just sucks that he's making it personal.
Right. I mean, we'll see where it goes. He needs to definitely, he has to let it go and just use that to drive him, to motivate him to push forward. And then he focus on, PT while he gets his hip better, and just come out with a vengeance, and just literally just use that to fire him for this season and everything, and see where it goes from there. Now, with that being said, there's also some locker room issues in the Cavalier locker room with Dwayne Wade. J.R. Smith is not happy the fact that he is coming off the bench with in regards to Dwayne Wade. What are you guys' thoughts?
Was J.R. Smith mad about that? He's not playing. I mean, when he was a starter, he sucked.
Yeah, he's mad. That's exactly what it is. He's mad that he's not starting, and he feels that it's BS. The fact that Dwayne Wade comes through and he just gets the starting role like that, and I feel like J.R. Smith is in a position saying, I've put in it's been 3 years since he's been with the Cavaliers. I've put in work for 3 years. I've gave my blood, sweat, and my tears, and I worked hard. I helped bring a championship to the city, and now all of a sudden this guy comes out, and I'm sure he has no problem with Dwayne Wade personally, but this guy comes out of the blue because LeBron James' best friend, and now he's taking the starting position and everything like that. And we all know Dwayne Wade is a shell of his former self, but he's still averaging between 18 and 20 points a game. But now there's bringing issues with the locker room with the Cavs. Now, is this going to further disrupt the Cavs later on in the season? Are they going to disrupt where the Celtics will be the #1 team in the East? What are you guys' thoughts behind it? JG, you go first.
Man, J.R. Smith was sharing time with Iman Shumpert. I'm not trying to hear this. He been a little crybaby about it, because
yeah, he is.
I mean, I see it coming as soon as they said that they was going to get Dwayne Wade. I was like, well, all right, well, I see what the lineup is going to be now. So he just got to chill. He's going to get his minutes, but I don't even like JR being out there for too long. JR going to jack up his shots, but I don't feel like he is as big of a contributor as he thinks that he is.
Right.
Obviously, with you being in Cleveland, the first thing that you said, well, he's like, I can't get in trouble since I ain't in New York no more. Ain't nothing to do in Cleveland, so I can just focus on basketball. That's nice and all. You won you a championship, but you gotta learn how to take a back seat, man. Dwayne Wade took a back seat whenever LeBron came through, so he know what it is. You gotta take a back seat with Dwayne Wade here.
Right.
I mean, Dwayne Wade is just way better than J.R. Smith. I don't even know why he thinks he deserves to start. I mean, he was starting last year because of necessity, because there was nobody on the team, and he still didn't do nothing.
Dwayne Wade won 3 of them, so I hate to put the rings into it, but
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, it's just preseason.
They need to trade him anyway. So I don't even know why
give JR some that yak and that yak. He'd be good.
Yeah, you can.
Possible
because you got Crowder now. I mean, what honestly, what spot is there for him at this point? You really gonna put him in
you do have Crowder now.
Like I said, we will see where the Cavaliers end up. We really need to talk about the preseason. I really don't care anymore at this point.
You're gonna go curse us out if he hit it.
All right. As long as he's not on that Hennessy, we good. I ain't got no problems, yo. We can serve a glass of Hennessy, fam. I got you, JR. We good. Anything's possible. Remember that, man. We out there. You guys want to talk about MLB? I really don't care. Yankees win.
Yeah, you got
the Yankees, man. Come on.
Yankees with that comeback.
Yeah, Yankees.
Not only that, but let's shout out to the Yankees Twitter account for
that was ridiculous. Oh man, that caption, man.
They had a whole bunch on them. It was funny as hell.
Aaron Judge was 1 for 22, so
yeah, Judge didn't do anything.
Lucky boy. This guy, oh boy, he back on the slump.
0-2 against a team that won how many in a row? They had the record in the American League, or I guess American League 20 something games in a row. I forgot what 24.
That was ridiculous.
And they had over 100 wins. They were the number 1 seed, down 0-2 going back home. There was no way you thought that the Indians were going to come, we're going to lose it all. And sure enough, Yankees come back and win 3.
Once again, the Cleveland Indians blowing the lead.
Damn, man.
And what was funny is somebody mentioned that to the Yankees, and the Yankees Twitter account clapped back about
that.
Of
course they did. Yankees Twitter account, man, it's ridiculous with these companies and sports like Twitter accounts. Rap battles going on between Arby's and like Wendy's and all this stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Wendy's has to be the king
yeah, Wendy's is definitely Wendy's goes in, but it's man, MLB season, man. This is why, like, even though I don't really care for the MLB, the playoffs and wild cards and everything like that, it's exciting, man. I will say that it is very exciting. You can never count a team out. You gotta play all 9 endings or however long you gotta play, because you never know. And Cleveland Indians, they let it go, man. They let it go. Boston ended up firing one of their coaches. Was it the coaches or GM?
Their main manager.
He's out of there. He's gone.
Yep.
So it's.
Oh, they let him go.
Yeah, they let him go.
Farrell.
Yeah, so they let him go and everything like that. It's very, very surprising. But like I said, speaking of losing, we gotta mention this. The soccer team did not make it to the World Cup this year. USA. We haven't been in this we haven't not been in there for what was it, like the past 10-15 years?
Since 86, I believe.
Yeah, like that is since 1986, around that time. It is 2017. This is the first time we haven't been into it. That is ridiculous.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Be ashamed of themselves.
we should be ashamed of ourselves for that. That's ridiculous. Everyone's gonna be watching it, and we ain't gonna be a part of it. What?
But you know what, though? You know what?
It's karma. Like everyone else said, it's karma.
There is positive to this, because look who we have as the president, man.
Yeah, that's true.
We gotta wait 4 years to see if we get out, and we gotta wait 4 years to see if we can get back in another World Cup.
Imagine Trump going to a World Cup game. Oh my God. Yeah, that would be that.
Well, it was in Russia though. It would have been all kinds of headlines.
Oh my fucking God! Nope.
I'm good. Yeah, we lost. All good. It's for the greater good, y'all. Other than that, any of the sporting news that you guys would like to speak about or bring up now? If not, hold your
Cubs, right now it's 9-8 in the 8th inning, so hopefully Washington can get this dub.
All right, in the time of recording that, the Nationals are still going on right now, and then if they win, they take out the defending champions, the Chicago Cubs.
Losers, 108
Man, can you
years.
believe the Cubs and Indians last year, and it looked like this year was gonna be them again, and shoot.
Yep, exactly. You never know, man.
Everybody's thinking that the Astros are gonna go all the way.
I don't know. Yankees can beat them.
Right. I think you said that.
Siggy's biased. He's a Yankee fan, y'all. So it's all good though. I don't blame him.
Better talk to Aaron Judge. No, let me tell him he sucks again. Fantasy baseball ain't going on no more. Let me tell him he sucks. So
there you go. He'll go off. We need to tell him that.
Right. Well, that said, we've been talking for a while, man. It's always good sporting news and talking with the guys and everything like that. So we do appreciate the support. So thank you guys very, very much. I'm going, if not me, someone in GI Squad is going to try very hard to get somebody else on here too. But it's just really about the scheduling. So hopefully we can get somebody else on the podcast when it comes to the Patreon. If you guys would like to be a part of the Patreon and support the Game Illuminati, be sure to check out the Patreon. There's a link down below. Go to patreon.com/GI-updates. We have a ton of tiers, pretty cool things, giveaway for AAA titles, we give away for indies, and that's every month. So definitely check that out, patreon.com/GI-updates. If you guys like the video, you guys already know what to do. Keep holding it down in the comment section below. We be reading the comments, man. Shout out to y'all. We really do appreciate it. In regards to Ace from Game Illuminati, this is Ace of All Trades, UTX JG, and UTX I am partnered, the Don, and Siggy Guns. Appreciate you guys so much. We out. Peace.